Join us in delving into the intricate tapestry of the garden route, where individuals embrace lives entwined with the rhythms of Mother Earth. From tranquil landscapes to vibrant forests, we'll unveil practices and insights born from heeding nature's whispers. Welcome to Earthwise, where our journey to conscious living in the garden route begins. Today we venture into the enchanting Wilderness Heights area, where we meet Nicci and Jay, a couple whose lifestyle showcases the balance between comfort and conscious environmental choices.
Well, my name is Jay. I've been in and out of wilderness most of my life, to be honest. I mean, I started paragliding schools here back in the 1980s, so it's been a while, but I've owned this property since 2008, and I've been living here since about 2010.
My name's Nicci, and we lived in Johannesburg and moved down here in 2008, designed and built our own home, and have loved it and would never live anywhere else. We came down here, we didn't realize the special wildlife we have.
You know, you have to be in pretty deep denial to not appreciate the fact that what we have is precious and diminishing rapidly. I guess I've always enjoyed the natural world. I've always enjoyed animals, and you know, as a kid, going to game parks and looking at things was fun. But as you age, you realize those areas of natural habitat for wild animals are very rare and under threat. And it seemed a logical progression of events to start taking action to protect them.
Here in Wilderness Heights, where rising development, high-density expansion, and the thirst for large, smart, and comfortable homes is spelling disaster for our local environment and the wildlife it supports. The impacts are glaringly observable. The loss of natural indigenous vegetation and biodiversity, increased light pollution, and the disruption of wildlife corridors. Nicci and Jay's journey is defined by a philosophy of integration with nature.
The dirtiest thing we do is our transport and our living. Our homes are massive sources of carbon. We make them too big. We've been making them bigger for too long. It's really not necessary. So with this house, we went back to first principles. What houses do? They give you shelter. So we started by looking at that and saying, how can we do that in a way that reduces no carbon, that's built from local materials, and that is fully self-sustaining? And that was the driving principle about the whole home. And it rocks, it works.
We spent many years, about 2 or 3 years, designing this house to suit our needs, our exact needs. And I drew the plans, and Jay did all the research, the technicalities of what was required, and we did it ourselves with a lot of help from books and grand designs. I don't want any more wasted space like we used to have.
Instead of fences and barriers that separate their home from the wilderness, they chose a different route. A home that blends seamlessly into the surroundings, becoming a part of the environment it inhabits. A zero-carbon home, a true testament to living comfortably without incurring a massive carbon footprint within the beautiful, natural surroundings of the garden route.
Don't take the house you would like to build in Joburg and build it down here. It won't be appropriate. It will be too big, it'll be embarrassing, it'll be a pain in the arse to clean and maintain, and you will rob yourself of the joy of the natural wildlife. So think about the environment. Ideally, come and stay in a B&B, travel around, look at the local houses, speak to the local community.
We got to know the lay of the land. We got to know where the primary wind direction came from, so as we could build accordingly. Because if you don't know, you make a mistake, and suddenly the light is coming in the wrong window and it's not heating your passive wall. You need to know what area you're building in and what the weather conditions are, the climate.
Nicci and Jay's home is a creative marvel, showcasing smart design elements like orientation, heat pumps, solar panels, and smart energy-efficient appliances that provide all the comforts they need.
I don't like being uncomfortable. So part of the implementation of this dream concept of a zero-carbon home also involved having heated floors and warm towel rails and hot water all the time. You know, there are a number of ways of closing loops. So we took heater for fireplaces and we used that in hydronic underfloor heating systems and for towel rails. So every time you light the fire, you also have a warm towel rail. So We have little innovations like that, but none of this is rocket science. It really isn't.
Intriguingly, security cameras can be found in carefully selected locations around their property, a seeming oddity amidst the wilderness. These cameras serve a unique purpose. Nicci's baboon observation.
So I've been monitoring the baboons for a long time because I wanted to keep them safe. Jay put up all these cameras around the garden, and we put up more and we put up more, and I think now we've got 10. Some people have quite an issue with them. You do have to change the way in which you live if you live in this area, if you've got baboons coming through your property. We even changed the doorknobs on some of our doors that were latches. We now made them round doorknobs because baboons can't turn a circular thing. It doesn't mean you're living in a prison. It means you're just conscious of living with the wildlife.
By closely studying these creatures, Nicci and Jay have learned how to coexist in relative harmony with the local baboon population.
I think most of us, if we slow down and we look around, the natural world is deeply rewarding. Before you start thinking about architecture and houses, go for a walk along the river. Go for a walk through the forest to the waterfall. Experience how magical this place is, how beautiful it is. And if you do happen to bump into an antelope who skips off into the bush around you, it might make you rethink that electrified fence you're putting around your home. But by experiencing the natural world, you start taking ownership of it and you start feeling the need to protect it, and you experience it. That's what living consciously is all about. It's understanding the cause-effect with our actions and the ripple that extends out from what we do through the cosmos.
Nicci and Jay inspire us to travel a path where we coexist with the land and where we integrate with nature rather than dominate it. It's a path that, with creative and mindful choices, can lead to a more balanced and harmonious way of life for all who live here in our incredible garden route.